How y'all? All right. We in the house. We're in the building. What's up, my people, my people, my people? Welcome back to the Tim Black Show. Man, we in the house, man. Yo. What is really going on here, man? I want to know just how bad is America really doing? What's up, Tim Black's Wolfpack? How bad is America really doing? Is it worse than it's ever been, or is it better than it's ever been, or is it just everyone gets to talk at the same time? I'm trying to figure it out, man. I got my moderators, Buck Bewley, Ebony, and Black Mamba. And of course, I had the Tim Black Wolfpack. And the question of tonight is America better or is it worse? You be the judge. Yes, you be the judge. And with that, let's roll.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Honestly, the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive that people like what we're doing. I'll give you another soundbite. I actually happened to be in Orlando last week with all of our managers. We bring them together and every other year. And the number one question that I got asked, Michael, was, how can I get a remodel? When can I get a remodel? How do I get on the list?
Oh, really?
So because the feedback and the buzz is so good, not only from our customers, but from our team members. They want to work in a wonderful restaurant. So we're doing everything for our guests and our team members.
Well, Julie Messino, it's wonderful to have you here.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you for answering those questions for all the Cracker Barrel fans out there. There's a lot of great changes.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Robin?
Can I get in writing that the peg game is going to stay?
The peg game is staying.
Okay.
So are the rocking chairs,
And the
fireplace, vintage decor. It's all there.
All right. Okay, because that would be a deal breaker. That would be a deal breaker.
Next on deck.
Yo, a lot of conversation about the Cracker Barrel upgrades. Was it an upgrade or was it a downgrade, fam? Apparently, it looks like the Cracker Barrel doesn't look like Cracker Barrel anymore. Meaning it doesn't look like slave quarters or a town where a lot of slaves are probably working in the back or something. Yeah, and a lot of people don't like that the changes have been made. Yeah, any changes from the Confederacy to a more upgraded Confederacy is deemed to be woke. Which means caring about people that aren't, the daughters of the KKK or the sons of the KKK. That's what it's sort of, that's how it comes across. What's amazing, guys, is they frame anything that is a change, anything new that could any way be looked at like maybe they're doing this because they want to leave the past behind, move forward. They look at that as like they're stealing their legacy. Now, see, stealing your legacy, that's what happened to us. Changing Cracker Barrel, which is a private institution, a restaurant, them changing the decor is not stealing your legacy unless, of course, you own Cracker Barrel. Yeah, sometimes I wonder, man, who's really the snowflake? You know what I'm saying? It could be considered that these guys are the snowflakes. I want to get a picture of the new Cracker Barrel. Let's get the old Cracker Barrel and the new Cracker Barrel up beside each other. There go some images. I'm sure we can find it. Here we go. Got it that quick, man. Because it's a lot of interest in this for some reason. So let me see if I can pull up this image here of Cracker Barrel. Damn it. Why is that not showing? Oh, because it's a Web V. Because, we can't, they come up with this funky new, whatever, man. Let's just do this. Bump it. So here we go, guys. We'll just do it this way. Check it out. We'll share the screen and we'll go into Cracker Barrel. Here you go. And that should be pretty clear. Let's see if we can get it all on screen here. No. How about add to stage? Yeah. About that. That. No. What happened to, can we get the damn Cracker Barrel here? Add to stage. Okay, we got to remove that. Remove that. Can we then add that to stage? There we go. Cracker Barrel Johnson. I don't know if you can see it real clearly here. That's Cracker Barrels. And so, like, don't get it twisted. I mean, it's still Cracker Barrel. It's just it took the cracker out the Cracker Barrel. Yo, it's the same menu. It's the same bad for you, stop your heart food. And they just took the cracker and the barrel. You know, they took that out. And that's enough. That's enough to make Jeb. That's enough to make Jeb lose his mind. Yeah, the Jebs, the Codys, the Samanthas, they're losing their mind right now over this restaurant changing its decor. Now, let's be clear, man. They didn't do it so Tim Black would come to the restaurant. I don't really do Cracker Barrel. They did it because money. Money's the reason why they did it. They didn't do it to appease these people that are beating down their door. Like, Trump's the president, and he's kind of setting the tone for the country right now, which is exceedingly, like, you know, rednecky. So this idea that they're falling into some type of trap set by who, I don't know. You know, there's no incentive from the Biden administration or the Kamala administration for them to change their decor, man. They did it because I guess they wanted customers. Now, you don't have to believe the CEO, whoever that lady was talking, but apparently the franchisees, they want the upgrade. Yeah, they want their store to feel more new. You know, and they want it to feel like it's more contemporary. Yeah, that's the word for it. Contemporary, more modern. But see, we got these crybaby-ass conservatives, man. They be crying. They love calling liberals snowflakes. Man, nobody melts down like a conservative thinking he's losing something that ain't even his. He don't got no rights to it. He don't got no receipts. He didn't buy in it. He didn't pay into it. Nothing. If they ain't complaining about shit like Cracker Barrel changing its own signage, its own interior design, they're complaining about, I saw a black woman on a breakfast commercial. I saw a mixed couple in a commercial on my TV. I don't know if you know it or not, Goldilocks. I don't know if you know it a lot. I don't know if you know this or not, Brewster, but they're interracial couples. They are. It's always been interracial couples, just oftentimes it wasn't advertised. And oftentimes you guys were graping. Yeah, you. That's why some of the light-skinned black folks. Yeah. Yeah. So, but anyway, back to my point. That got dark. That got dark. Man, I don't give a damn about Cracker Barrel and its restaurant stuff. But I'll tell you this, man, you got to be careful what you say. Kevin on stage, he's a comedian. He's a comedian, and he put out a clip, and I know it was meant to be funny. He was saying how, oh, man, don't change my Cracker Barrel. I like walking into a place and feeling like someone just got whipped. I like going into a place and feel like someone's going to get lynched at any moment, and that someone could be me. He said, I like going into a restaurant where there's, you know, feels like it's so sticky, feel like there's blood on the floor. If someone ran out the back with a white hood on, you wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't even jump, just be like, I knew that was going to happen one of these times I came here. Anyway, he put out a video that was similar to that, right? And what they do, a bunch of conservative snowflakes have put that video and started retweeting it. Yeah, started retweeting it themselves. So like, yeah, even this darky wants us to go back to the old Cracker Barrel. See, even the blacks want it. And that's why you got to be really careful, man. Because there's no nuance. You can't be funny. You can't joke with them. If they get a hold of it, they use it for their own devices. Yeah. So if you make something in jest, right, the conservatives will take it and use it to spread their own narratives. Like, man, like I said, man, I think Cracker Barrel is probably one of the top 10, just the name alone. Like, but I've seen worse names. I was in South Carolina a couple of years ago, and there was a restaurant, and I could have swore it said Sambo or something like that. I'm like, I forget the name, but it's like it's bold. And as you drive through the South, you'll see names like Poe Black Road, Chase a Black Road, Kill a Black Boulevard. Then there'll be no Blacks Drive. You'll see these types of streets. And people just as bold, don't give a damn. They don't care at all. But anyway, yeah, the whole Cracker Barrel thing, man, they're complaining. The same thing they did when Bud Light had the nerve to give a trans influencer a case of its beer with their likeness on it. It didn't go in stores. You couldn't buy it. It wasn't on shelves. Just the fact they did it. They wasn't for sale. You couldn't buy the trans beer of Bud. You just saw it online in a clip on this, and they were like, boycott. But then they say that, it's other people that are snowflakes. Man, nah, you got snowflake liberals, and you got snowflake conservatives. It's more than one snowflake, man. It's all types of snowflakes. Now, what do I think? Do I think Cracker Barrel had to change its stripes? No. I don't think it had to. I'm not saying they had to. I'm not even saying they should have. I like my racism. I like my degeneracy. I like my human trafficking history of the certain people. I like that to be front and center where I can see it. Don't hide it from me. Let me know what it is. Just go ahead and show it. You ain't got to pretend around me. You know what I'm saying? Just do it. I like it better to know what I'm working with. See, just like most things, corporate, it's all about money. And you would think people that love corporatism, they love, they love the fact that we are a capitalistic society. They never understand when a company does something for money purposes. They never get it. So really they don't care, about the company surviving. They just care about being comfortable and keeping things just as they've always been. Bigoted, racist, one-sided, and white. Because white is right. Take it from me, I know these things. I could be doing this for 15 years. There'll be a white guy that's never done it. Never done any media ever at all. Worked in a totally different industry. Never had to feed their family doing it. And that person thinks they know more than me, not because they took a class. Man, these motherfuckers, they haven't even done the due diligence of taking an online course. A rip-off online course, nothing. They haven't bought a book. They haven't downloaded an ebook, a free one. They haven't even read an infographic. But they'll think they know more than me. For one reason. I'm black, they're white. And they're one of the good ones. It is what it is. Keep your Cracker Barrel looking like Cracker Barrel. Don't matter. I'm going to Sylvia's. All right, that's our cold open for tonight. What's up, people? How y'all doing? Welcome to the Tim Black Show. Glad to have you. I see I got some Wolfpack in the building. Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? Donna C says facts. Got Tim cussing. Yeah, I know, D. Oh, early, man. But you know what, yo? You know what, guys? You know what, guys? I'm white and I say so. That's it, Black Rose. But you know what it is, fam? Check this out. Tay Diggs. I don't know. Damn. I don't know, man. What'd I stumble into? Can I have a moment of y'all? Can I have your attention for a moment? Can I do this? Let me do this. All right. All right. Whew. I questioned if I was going to have a show tonight. Wasn't sure I was going to be able to have a show tonight because my mind wasn't in it at all. My mind wasn't in it at all. Last couple of weeks, last month or so, guys, I've been dealing with some health issues. And these health issues are serious, right? Actually, it's been going on for more than a month. And I've been trying to compartmentalize it, keep it from hurting my business, keep it from hurting my family, keep it from hurting you guys. And it all started when I wanted to get insurance, right? Mrs. Black and I wanted to get life insurance. And when they did the physical exam, I had one issue. I had a high PSA level. So a high PSA level, if you don't know, could mean you have prostate cancer. Now, I had no other symptoms than the typical symptoms that a 50-year-old man has. More, going to the bathroom more than I usually, than I did when I was in my 30s or even my 40s. But that's it. But they say, Tim, you don't have to know anything. It doesn't, just because you don't have a symptom, maybe you caught it early. And that's good. But not having a symptom doesn't mean that you're okay. So from that experience, I had to go to my doctor and say, hey, I had this elevated PSA level. And what do we do? So then he immediately had me test for a new PSA. The second test didn't come back normal, but it came just about borderline. It was like a 5. Anybody who knows this, 5 is not that crazy. And it was like, well, still, okay. It's not as low as we want it to be. And since you had a higher PSA test the first time, which was an 8, you need to go ahead and get an MRI done. So, and remember, this is happening in time. None of this happens right back to back, right? So you go get the test to do the first thing. I tell the doctor, we go get a new PSA. That takes a week. I get the new PSA results, find those results out. Now you're going to need to go get an MRI. The whole time, I got to live. Whole time, I'm thinking, am I be here for my kids? What's going to happen? I don't know what's going to happen. What's going on? I go for the MRI. Not the best experience, right? But I did it. And I want to encourage anybody out there going through similar stuff. I mean, if you're 50, go get it done. Just go get it tested. Get the MRI results. And I'm gonna switch doctors, by the way, because my doctor was horrible, man. It's an African doctor. And I don't mean no disrespect to African doctors, but the cultural differences are amazing. I'm sitting here, I'm downstairs, I'm prepping for a show, and I get a phone call from him, and he says, on a loudspeaker, on his speakerphone, Mr. Black. I said, yes. Hello, yes, doctor? He said, yes, the results are in. I said, okay. All right, brother, you could have it. You could be positive. I said, what? I can't even hear you. Positive what? Oh, hold on, let me get you on speaker. You mean I could positively have cancer? That's how you tell a motherfucker? Oh, you could have it. He's like, well, we need to send you more tests right away. We need to give it to this other doctor. I got a referral for you that you should go check this other doctor. If you're a urologist, go see him right away, and then we'll do a plan and we'll see what we do from there. That's what we have to do. No, nothing, no smooth, no feeling, no, hey, let me explain this to you. This doesn't just mean they think they saw something on the MRI. We got to go find out. So that means You got to get a biopsy just to be certain, to look into things. It doesn't mean you do. It just means they saw something. They're not sure what it is. You got to get it checked out. Calm down. Don't trip. This is part of the process. This does not mean anything at this point. All we do is we find out. You got to go through it, my brother. Hang in there with me. I'm with you on it. None of that. None of it. So I said to Mrs. Black, I got to get rid of this guy. I got to get rid of him, man. A black doctor. I know when my wife picked him, she probably picked him because he looked black, but she didn't know. Actually, she probably did know because look at his name. Yeah, she knew. But you know, we hadn't taken the challenge, the Black Truth Challenge yet. So when I picked the doctor, anyway, I go get the biopsy. I wish I could tell you it was fun. I can't lie to you. It was uncomfortable as hell. It was not good. Well, actually, I see my doctor. I see my urologist first. Then we schedule the biopsy. I see the urologist. That sucks too. But you got to do it. Look, I'm telling you this. I'm not telling you this for any other reason than to help you. I already did what I had to do. Brothers, I'm telling you this for you. I wrestle with myself to even tell you, but damn it, what good is having a platform that I can help somebody if I'm not going to help them? So if I got to be embarrassed, if I got to give out my personal information so that you can tuck your kids in bed, man. You know what I'm saying? So you can bury your mama instead of her burying you, man. It's worth it, right? Right? All right, so I'll go see the urologist. You do the test with the thing, and it's not nice, but you got to do it. He says, yeah, it could be something there. That's when we schedule the biopsy. We go do the biopsy thing. Mrs. Black is amazing. She with me every step of the way, man. I love the hell out of her. It's a beautiful thing, man. I met her in high school, 10th grade. I met her. Best decision I made. Go get the biopsy done. Now it's real as Holyfield, right? Because now I gotta wait for the biopsy to come back. Once again, that's the worst part of it. If you could just walk in, you know, you could take a sip of Jack, a couple shots of Jack, walk in, get tested, and come out and know. Everybody do it. Most of us would, right? But the sitting around and the waiting for results. Weeks. It's been almost 3 weeks since I had the biopsy done. So the day I went into the urologist to get the results of the biopsy, right? And this whole time, man, I've been just thinking, you know, what if they say it's because it's all about difference? All of these conditions aren't the same. You get a condition, you get a plan, how are we going to deal with it? If it's going to be what kind of way you approach it. Is it going to be pills? Is it going to be wait and see? Is it going to, it differs depending on what they determine through the biopsy, what those results are of the tissues, of the tissue samples and whether they're in the samples. So I'm sitting there, me and Mrs. Black are sitting there. He comes in, we shake hands, and he looks at me. He says, Mr. Black, I have good news. I'm just froze. Right? He said, your test came back benign. He gives us the paperwork. Mrs. Black is hysterical, and I'm just stuck. In fact, I'm still processing it, if you can tell. Now, of course, you know, Hey, man, this ain't permanent. This doesn't mean I'm good forever. This just means based on the results of the test that they did, there's no C, right? But in 6 months, they want me to take another prostate test to follow up because it's not like if you got a broken leg. Your leg not broke, see ya. No, it's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? You could break your leg tomorrow. But it's good news. It's damn good news. And I just wanted to share it, man. And at the risk of being whatever people, at the risk of what a hater may say, at the risk of oversharing, at the risk of all that, man, at the end of the day, it's about you and me, bruh. I told you this show ain't a show, it's a conversation. We talk like friends. I want to talk to you like a friend, an overdressed friend, right? That's all this is. This is one friend to another saying, I did it, you can do it, please do it. It's important. Last thing, and we're going to go back to the show because I'm not going to milk the whole time with this, right? Because I'm having so much fun talking about getting fingers stuck up my head. And objects. Hold on, man. You know how I got like the mood. The most amazing thing is, in one of the bedrooms we had an office, and due to the girls coming to live with us permanently, they were in one room, and now we got to make it. One of those rooms the office has to go away where Mrs. Black would be at, and the kid, and we got to make room for our 13-year-olds. She must have her own space. So today, my sons moved Mrs. Black's stuff down here in this basement, in our unfinished basement. But it's another section, it's clean, you know. And I'm watching my sons move down her computer desk and her computer and her printer and her chair and all this stuff. And I'm like, I'm smiling, man. Because those are my sons. And just like they were able to move that chair, and they had to maneuver the desk because it's one piece and it's got glass on the top. And while they're taking it, Mrs. Black is, you want me to help with this one to move this one? I'm like, baby, they got it. You know how much stuff I've moved with them? They've both been my helper when I move stuff. They know what they're doing. They got it. And then I thought about what I said. They got it. I did my job. You know what I'm saying? I did my job. I've been doing my job. And they put it, and it's better. They positioned it better than I thought they would. It's all laid out. Not only is it moved, it's plugged in. They put a runner under the desk. She's all set. She could just come down, sit down, and she's back in business. They connected it to the internet. I mean, she's get her printers up. Everything is plugged in and running. I didn't tell them to do all that. And the reason why that's so important, because when I found out I need to get this test done, fam, the first thing I thought was how unfair it would be to my kids if I had to leave now. Because my girls just lost their mama. And now they lose Pop too. And for God, man. So for anybody I've been a little short tempered with, anyone who I may have hurt recently or maybe not so recently, I just want to let you know, I may have been a little stressed. I also want you to know, whenever anyone is not themselves, whenever anyone that you encounter is quieter or looking off into the distance, just know you have no idea what is going on with them. You don't know what struggles they're under, what barrel of the gun they're holding, or if it's held up to them. You don't know. So, yeah. All right, I wanna be able to get back to the show. Last thing, my brothers, do this for you. You matter. You matter. You important, right? This shit don't work the same without you. So you owe it to you to take care of you. More than once, Mrs. Black said to me, this is about you. Don't worry about us. You, baby. Because we're always worried about each other and worried about the kids. All right? So if you're watching this show, if you haven't had it checked out, you're going to go get the colonoscopy, you're going to go get the prostate exam. You're going to do it because, why? Because you matter, you're important. And it's not the topic of conversation a brother want to have. But damn it, I don't know. Somebody probably needed to hear it. And I run the risk of boring the hell out of the rest of y'all to save one of y'all. All right, that's it. All right. Let's try to move on with the show, fam. Let's do that. All right. Wolfpack. All right, this show is brought to you by the Timberlake Wolfpack. These are my members who keep this show running and keep it going. I want to say thank you for supporting the Timberlake Show. To join us, become a VIP member of the show, go to jointimberlake.com. That makes sense, right? jointimberlake.com. You can join also on YouTube. Start only $5 a month. I misstated in one, I said $5 a week. No, it's $5 a month. All right. If you want to buy a mug, get the Tim Black Legacy mug, $5. Tim Black Show, and it's politics for the people. Not politics for the Democrats, not politics for the Republicans or Trump, not MAGA, politics for the people. All right. And to do that, you go to timblackmug.com. timblackmug.com. All right, let's go, fam. Damn, I feel like I've been talking forever.
With Tim Black.
Last week on this show, a guest shocked the table by arguing in part that slavery in America can't just be blamed on one race, and that museums put too much focus on the role of white people who participated in that terrible institution. And now tonight, that same argument is being pushed by the President of the United States. Donald Trump says that one of the reasons for his crackdown on Smithsonian museums is, quote, everything discussed is how bad slavery was. What we try to do on this program is create a platform for discussion and debate that reflects the very real differences that exist in this country. It's what echo chambers in our society fail to do, frankly. But on this topic, it's important to say objectively, slavery was indeed bad. It was evil, the nation's original sin. And it is impossible to understand the true history of this country without fully grappling with slavery's impact. Simply because of their birthplace and the color of their skin, the bodies and spirits of black men, women, and children were exploited for profit and power. They were forced onto ships, bound by shackles and collars that ripped off their skin. One older man described it as iron entering our souls. Some chose to jump into the waters infested with sharks rather than feel that iron. Now, once they arrived on this very soil, they were forced to work by way of the whip, despite being starved, sleep-deprived, threatened, tortured, physically and psychologically. They were auctioned off, humiliated, fearful, and separated from their families and their children. Black women and girls were raped and sexually assaulted. Many were brutally murdered and mutilated. Now, this endured for decades, centuries. And even in the places where slavery was not legal, institutions from our banks to universities were built on enslaved labor in both the North and in the South. And for many of the white Americans who did not personally own slaves, they benefited from a caste system that concentrated wealth and political power in their hands. So, when we acknowledge the existence of Black people who operated George Washington's Mount Vernon or the Black hands that built the White House, we are acknowledging the existence, the perseverance, and the contributions of the souls that white supremacy sought to erase. Those people built families, they developed a culture, they were the keepers of the faith, cultivators of community. And they are the ones who deserve credit for forcing America to rid itself of the stain of slavery. Now, all of this information, these stories are from the Smithsonian's African American History Museum. And I share this not as a lecture for you, but as a lesson. America, the superpower, is largely possible only because of the superpowers of people who went lifetimes without the same rights of generations who were boosted from their backs. True history should include everything. Yes, the evils and the horrors too. And museums are supposed to be places that protect those stories, the images, the lessons, the very things that inform so much of our current state of our republic, from racism to poverty. No matter how painful, or in the president's words, how horrible the lesson. Now, just listen to one formerly enslaved man describe what slavery is like in his own words.
You know what I'd rather do? If I thought that I'd ever be a slave again, I'd take a gun and just end it all right away. Because you're nothing but a dog. You're not a thing but a dog.
Next on deck with Tim.
Man, okay. All right. It's a shame that Abby that she felt it was necessary to do that clip. You know, it's sad that you got to even explain it like that. And what's sadder is that until she does it on Fox News, most of them will never see it. Because, you know, they don't believe in accountability. Not for themselves, just for other people. Slavery in America is very much a white thing. White people were responsible for slavery, not Black people in America. You want to talk about slavery across the globe? Even slavery that's occurring now. That's different. But if you're talking about U.S. chattel slavery, well, you're not just a slave because we beat you in a war, but you're a slave because you're Black, the color of your skin. And you're a slave no matter where you go, no matter whatever. You're going to die a slave. You're born a slave, you're going to die a slave. That's a different type of slavery. And most people know there's a difference. But some people don't, I guess. Some people don't know. Now, slavery in America is white people's fault. Genocide in Gaza is Jewish people's fault. Okay? Genocide in Rwanda is the Hutu people's fault. The Hutus. Get it? African Hutus. You can't say slavery in America was somebody else's fault, not in America. You don't catch slavery. It's not like somebody made it in a lab. Then somebody caught it and, you know, took the bacteria to America and a bunch of white people caught it. That's not how slavery worked. And it was an institution that lasted hundreds of years. And then for people to try to paint this as anything other than that is just garbage, right? I mean, I was hoping that one day we get past this slavery conversation. It's the biggest no-brainer that there's ever been. You know? It's the biggest no-brainer. I thought we could move on to, hey, let's deal with the redlining. Let's deal with the forced sterilizations. Let's deal with the mass incarceration. Let's deal with all the other things, the Jim Crow era. Let's deal with the black codes. I thought y'all were ready to look at that shit. Because we all saw Roots. And no matter how white you are, you saw that and you was like, glad that wasn't me. That's so I thought we kind of all collectively had enough damn common sense. No matter who's the president, no matter what dumb Benny Johnson or other no-named, unnamed, weird white guy on X, known by a little tiny picture in his avatar, no matter what they say, you and I know that if you could be anything, you wouldn't choose to be Black American if you're not Black American. Now, I, as a Black American, am proud as hell to be Black American. But you and I know if you was coming out and somebody could say and God said, hey, what would you like to be? And we're sending you to America in the 18, 19, anytime, but probably anytime before 2000. Well, no. Anytime before 1970. That's the running thing, right? You'd be like, you don't want to come to America as Black anytime before 1970. And I think kind of historically, if people being real and being honest, they would agree to that. And to a large extent, a lot of y'all would agree to that now. But it's just bogus for Trump or people like Trump and Jill McDaniels with her harsh, brittle face, looking like John Cusack in the face. It's just diabolical, man, that these people cannot admit the realities of life. The realities of this country, realities of the history of the United States. And that's just because they got a dumb fan base. They got a goofy fan base that are not just dumb, bigoted, hateful. They have no accountability. Yeah, we need to start taking that word back, fam. Let's take back the word accountability. Because if you can't be accountable for all the disenfranchising that this country has done to Black people since we got here, like if you can't say, hey, we need to hold our government accountable. If you can't do that, you can't open your mouth and talk about somebody Black at a Cracker Barrel or on a Carnival cruise or some other goofy shit. As if they're on videos of white people getting drunk and doing things like setting cars on fire, being total asses after just winning a game. But for some reason, that doesn't pilfer. It doesn't carpet bomb our timelines, does it? Now, it doesn't carpet bomb the timelines. Yeah. So anyway, the only counter to Abby Phillips I'm going to offer is this. One part of it that I don't like, and I wish I didn't have to say this, but I got to say it. Black America, we got to stop letting Democrats use our pain and suffering to help everybody else. Slavery, the apartheid that we dealt with, and after slavery, which people refer to Jim Crow, all of that convict leasing, all of that has nothing to do with immigrants who come to this country, has nothing to do with LGBTQ. And to try to use, and that's what I believe a lot of some people that are not totally brain deficient, right? Some people who don't have brain worms, they understand about us, but they don't get why these other groups get shoehorned into a lump with us when they got nothing to do with us. When they came here their free will, where they are just a different orientation, or where they just want to be different genders. Like, what does that got to do with Black Americans? Like, really? I know there's some Black Americans who fall into those groups, but they are Black first. Because when you see them, you see Black, don't you? And when they talk, you hear Black, don't you? Yeah, you do. So that's the only problem I have, Abby. The problem is the Democratic Party loves to use Black people in order to help build their base and stretch their tentacles into America, into these other groups that they want to make them victims, of something that they haven't even experienced. And using us as the scaffolding to hold up this plate when in reality, Our legacy is our legacy, and it ain't got nothing to do with anybody else. Nor should they want it. Nor should they want it. We ain't been compensated. We don't get treated well after it. We get disrespected. There's nothing about it that you should want. Nothing. There's no slavery check, goofy. People from Africa and Latin America coming here because you dark skin trying to claim blackness. There's nothing to get except shit from the liberals. If you wasn't here to get back of the bus, red line, kids suspended from school for nothing, same things white kids do. White kids get a slap on the wrist. Our kids get suspended and expelled. To this day, that's what's happening. So if you weren't here for all of those goodies, then you don't get to come here in front, man. And I don't know why that's a hard thing to explain. Let my people go. That's the nicest way I'm going to say it. All right, guys, give it up for that and give it up for yourselves. Shit. Let's keep it moving, man. Let me get off this hard topic. Good gracious. I know I got some more hard topics, but that one was like a...
Tim Black.
Lunch with the doctor. It's called Lunch with the Doctor. You make a $500 donation to FDMG Academy, ladies. $500 donation to FDMG Academy, and you get a free lunch with Dr. Umar, restaurant of your choice in the state of Wilmington, Delaware. I said we got a new program called Lunch with Dr. Umar. Private lunch. Ladies, you got to donate $500 to the FDMG Academy, and I will take you to lunch, private lunch, any restaurant you want in the state of Delaware. It's called Lunch with the Doctor, and it costs you $500. You don't pay for the lunch. I pay for the lunch. Any restaurant in the state of Delaware. Oh, yes. Brothers, don't hate. We got to stop hating. Brothers, we got to stop hating. Don't hate my ninja. Because if I ask your wife if she want that luncheon, if I ask your wife if she want that luncheon, if I ask your baby mom, do she want that luncheon with the doctor, we know what she gonna say, ninja. Don't test my intellectual gangster. If I roll up on your girlfriend, your live-in prisoner, you call a girlfriend. If I roll up on your live-in prisoner, your romantic prisoner, you call a girlfriend, who ain't there because she want to be, she there because she got to be. If I roll up on your romantic prisoner, my brother, if I roll up on your romantic prisoner, you call a girlfriend who living with you because she got to, not because she want to. Do she want that lunch date with the doctor? Do your wifey want that lunch date with the doctor? I think we all know the answer to that. Me and you are not the same. I keep telling you that. Me and you, we not the same. You not 6'3", dark chestnut cocoa brown with the North Philly beard. You ain't Leo King, ninja. You ain't Pan-Africanist #1. Nobody flying you to every continent to hear what you got to say. Only me. Don't make me take my t-shirt off and turn into King Kong right now. Don't make me beat my chest. Don't make me beat my chest.
Next on deck.
Hercules, Hercules. Man, Hercules, Hercules, man. Y'all know why I'm clapping? You know why I'm clapping? Dr. Umar is dead, y'all. He killed himself. Happened right there. You just saw it. He over. He crashed out. He over. His reign as big, goofy, dumbass, liar, shapeshifter, extraordinaire, misuser of black people's attention, pandering to sisters, ass moron, fake good guy, fake scholar, fake everything, fake philanthropist, fake activist, fake all of it is over. He crashed out. Anybody that was sitting on the fence wondering how to treat this guy, he just told you. Anybody that was left with any morsel of respect for him, he just burnt it. He burnt it. He dug a hole and he buried it deep. Hell, then after he buried it in the hole, he threw a stick of dynamite in the hole and blew up the hole. Then he put ashes on top of it and dirt on top of it. Then he stood his 6'3" broke ass on top of the hole and stomped the hole until the ground was flush. Now, Umar, you just crashed out. You just destroyed everything that made you important or interesting or pertinent or relevant at all. You just got rid of you. Somebody give the former Dr. Umar a round of applause. But I'm going to say a few words about the man because I think it's only fair, man, to address a couple things he said, even though I'm talking over a corpse at the moment. Dr. Umar, I don't know if they gave this out at the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. I don't know if this has been the pamphlet. I don't know if there is a pamphlet for a school that don't exist. But let me add this. You said you're asking black women to give you $500. Then said you don't got to pay for lunch. You'll pay for the lunch. But fool, if they just gave you $500, they already paid for the lunch. Man, any woman, any sister out there that was even considering this need to have her head examined twice. Go get it checked out once, and if they don't come back with a problem, get it checked out again. I question the results of the first test. The machine must be broke. Because if you're even thinking about spending $5 for Dr. Umar, something wrong with you. This moron recorded this or did this live, probably did it live. He said, if I ask your wife, if you ask my wife what? If you ask my wife what, sir? To send you money? My wife? I don't know who you talking to, sir. I don't know who he talking to. Yeah, man, keep your shit on the internet, sir. Careful. Then you start making up these scenarios. These women that you think is your girlfriend or something. This prisoner, your living prisoner. You should be trying to help her escape by giving her $500 to get away. You think somebody's a prisoner, Dr. Umar, it would behoove you to help them escape by giving them money to get away, not be with your ass, but to get somewhere safe. That's what you should be talking about. That's what you should be advocating for help to help them get to a safe place. Not to go hang out with your goofy ass in your pretend school, in the fantasy land where you grift for a living. You know what, Dr. Umar, man, you're an entertainer. Why you just can't be an entertainer, man? Why can't you just continue to be an entertainer? See, the problem was you've been listening to you too much. You let a few shut-in cat ladies get your head souped up. You let a few women who hit the wall and thought you were the best they could do. And maybe you are, but that ain't saying much. You let them gas you up, make you think that you are amazing. Now, man, you are a hustler. There's been hustlers in the hood forever. There's been pimps, drug dealers, card sharks, numbers runners. The hood needed those things. Well, some of them, not the pimps, not the drug hustlers. Maybe the numbers runners. But Black America's always had these elements in our neighborhoods, man, and we always understood that. That was part of it. That's all that was left for us was the underworld. There was no real opportunity. We had to make amends to making ends. Sort of like when people understand it with the Italians. People know the Italians that came in, they couldn't get jobs. They started the underground world because that was the only way they could survive. They were considered animals, basically, to the Anglo-Saxon whites. But people don't give black people that same courtesy, even though eventually Italians were allowed to be white as anybody else. Black people, we've had these things in our neighborhoods, in our communities. So it's been acceptable for you to be a clown. Dr. Umar, it's been acceptable for you to be a clown. Dr. Umar, it's been acceptable for you to be a clown, but you have gone straight over the cuckoo's nest. You've gone cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You jumped the shark. Shark here, you way over there. You done ran off the road. You done got over the stutter steps, the sticks. You done ran over them shits. You done knocked over the guardrail. You in the trees. Kick. You down by the lake. You down by the lake. The road up there, you can see the road. You parallel with the road, but you're no longer on the road. Don't you smell the salt water, Goofy? Dr. Umar, it's a wrap, sir. You're done. It's over, finito for you. You just destroyed the last vestiges of any semblance of respect that you had left by anybody that had any common sense that was in a right mind. Everybody should come for you. You're going to be dragged from here to Siberia. You're going to be dragged from here to Uganda. Even them Africans that you be with your Pan-African shit, even the ones that go to those African churches where the pastor be putting his hands all in the woman's stuff and freaking them and stuff in front of everybody, somebody doing God's work, even them motherfuckers is looking at you now going, this sucker, this cotton picker, he crazy. Even they're looking at you sideways. Any of the Nigerians that be trying to hack into people's accounts and trying to scam our elderly citizens, even them are looking at you now going, him a scumbag. He low life. Cotton picker. Yeah, they're sucking their teeth and laughing at you now, Dr. Umar. Brother, you are gone, man. I do not expect a response from you because ghosts and dead people can't respond. Yeah, I said dead people can't respond. Dr. Umar, a dead man can't respond. You're not Tupac. You didn't put out enough content. I said, you're not Tupac. You didn't put out enough content. I said, you're not Tupac. You didn't put out enough content. Why you just couldn't be like Charleston White? Be a cartoon character, man. Make your money and stay within the guardrails of offensiveness where we allow you to operate. But nah. You give a Pan-African a rope, he won't be cowboy. Have at it. Ghost of Dr. Umar. Boo! Boo! I said boo! I said boo! I said boo! So you gotta say it 3 times because you. All right, y'all. Dang, he dead. He stink. It stink over here. That's a dead body. Boys in the hood. When Doughboy and them went, Doughboy then, don't matter. All right, guys, check it out, y'all. Let's keep it moving. Shout out to Dr. Umar, y'all. I mean, at some point, you got to ask yourself, how did a guy so obviously full of shit was able to maintain popularity in the black community for so long? I mean, it's just, it's crazy, man. It just defies any reason, man. Like, how'd that happen? And
What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words.
Next.
With Tim Black.
So ICE snatched up that TikTok influencer, Tatiana, the influencer that kept on doxing them right up on her live stream. You see, when you F around, you find out. Now, the clout chaser, let's see how much clout she gets when she get back to her home country. I wish you all the success. I know how hard it is to build an audience. I know how hard it is. And that's why people got to chase clout, because they want to speed up the process. Now, they had them boots on your neck and you crying for help. And did your clout help you? Nope. You got a one-way ticket back to your home country. So good luck.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Yeah, man, I'm wondering if there's an actual video of this I'm wondering if there's an actual video of the arrest. I saw somebody else with it. Tatiana Martinez, is that her name? Yeah, that's her. Is there a video of her being arrested? Yeah, it is. Oh gosh, here we go, guys. Yeah, because you gotta make an example of the scheming grifters, right? Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing, man. About this whole charade, right? He's absolutely right, and I believe this guy, and I'm glad he shared it. His thoughts on this, because yeah, it was a way for this person to, They are ICE. The people you've been look, man, poking the bear. Poking the bear is never a smart idea. Can you imagine, man, just the audacity of these people? I mean, how entitled you have to be in a country you're not a citizen of, and to be actually going after the cops. To be going after the cops in a country you're not even supposed to be in. You're not in here legally. Bump what you think. Forget what you have in your heart. Forget what your needs are. You're not legal. You're not in a country legally. And then you can't just shut up, make your little videos, make your money, buy your Tesla, drive your Tesla. You're living better. You're living better than 70% of Americans. You're not even American. And that's not good enough for you. What you got to do is you got to go and poke the bear. Now, I don't know how many views you were getting to do this, guys. She could have been getting a lot of views. Maybe she was able to buy the Tesla from all the views she was getting. That's possible, right? But folks, it'd be better to catch the bus than to be forced to catch a plane home, wouldn't it? At some point, we need to address the entitlement nature when it comes to the immigrants. Yeah, these illegal migrants, we got to start looking at the entitlement level, man. Y'all been learning from the most privileged of the most privileged here in the United States. You may be light-skinned or maybe not. You're not white. You're not U.S. white. You may check white as soon as you get in here. Quickly check white on that census, hoping it protects you. Let me tell you something. If you don't have your paperwork, you're not safe. Yeah. I feel the same way about this. I'm hard on black people that be taunting cops. Yeah, I never thought it was good for black people. You ever seen this? When black folks are taunting cops? I'm never for that. I'm like, nah, don't do that shit. Don't do that. Cause look, these people got their own rules and they have no problem violating yours. Don't do that shit. And those are American citizens who live in America here legally. They were born here. Their parents were born here. Their grandparents were born here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 generations. And still I say, don't poke the bear. Because when the bear, all you being right or wrong won't even matter. Now that's what, if I say that to black Americans, I got a whole heap of explaining of beatdowns for you verbally, right? Because you're not even from here, and you are poking the bear at the most inopportune time. Most inopportune time. You got a Republican president, not only a Republican president, a president that's high off this shit, a president that gets his rocks off on this, a president who ran on deportations. And actually, I support deportations. I ain't gonna lie to you, I do. Because I support Black Americans. And I don't care what any Black person tells me. I know there's a finite number of jobs. And I know for some reason, they keep picking Latinos over Blacks. Until that changes, at least we could do is not have us compete against those who aren't even citizens. That's the least we could do. And how that's such a hard lift to get Black people to, Black people of status to go with me on that. That's the fact that's hard to get them to understand that scholars and elites want to argue with me on a basic point. It don't even make sense. So I support deportations, but I also support having some dignity with the shit if you can. But I also point out, I don't remember what kind of dignity we're giving to people that have warrants. When we have warrants, they come get us, so that they come and got your ass. If you got a warrant in the United States, and you're a U.S. citizen, and you could be at work, you could be at church. Someone said they were at the kids, somebody was at a kid's funeral, and they came and picked their ass up. That's citizens. For some reasons, when that happens to people that aren't citizens, everybody freak out. And it's almost like not being American gives you a certain level of privilege. Because no one freaks out when they come get Black people that got warrants. Nobody give a shit. Hell, nobody cares they come get white people that got warrants. I've covered stories where white guys been home out of their business. And cops kick open their door looking for the wrong person and kill them in their own house. I covered a story like that. I covered a story where a white kid was home playing Nintendo. No, they were playing the Wii. It's on my channel. Playing Wii. Cops came to the door. He had the Wii controllers in his hand. They were looking for his dad, but since he was an obese kid, a chubby kid, they thought he was the dad, thought the Wii controllers were guns, and you know the rest. He is no longer with us. See, these things happen to white people all the time. They just never report on it because then you get January 6 times 100. That's really why they don't talk about white people shit. Y'all think it's because they don't want to make money. They sure they want to go viral. The problem is white people respond differently than Black people. Yeah, for all the Ben Shapiro's, all these Pat Bet Davids, all these assholes on the right complaining about how Black people act, the reason why they do not report white death the same way they report Black death is because white people react differently. They don't, not this progressive shit where they go spray paint a trash can or punch a Nazi. Nah. Some of the stories I covered of white people being offed by the system, if that shit got out, if that went viral, and the right picked that up and really wanted to broadcast that, we'd have real tyranny in this country. The January 6th would look like a school, an after school get together. It'd be like a play date for toddlers. You understand what I'm saying? Back to this woman. Good. Get out. Take your monkey ass up out of here. That's right. You think it's funny. You wanted clout. You made some money. Hope you can ship the Tesla back with you. Hope you can pay to ship it or send it to auction. That's why they need to impound it and auction that shit. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's cute for you to poke the bear. It'd be different if you were a U.S. citizen. Then I'd say you had a right to act the ass. Doxing, I thought was illegal, but you have a right to act an ass. But if you ain't earned the right, that's one, like being an American citizen, having all our taxes, and forget you saying, well, they pay when they buy a Snickers bar. Shut up. Shut up. Nobody lock your ass up because you ain't paid a Snicker bar tax. Ask Wesley Snipes that shit. Yeah, go tell Wesley Snipes that shit. He spent how many years in jail because he didn't pay his taxes? Don't tell me this shit, okay? Cut the cap. Yeah. being a citizen, paying taxes, living in this country, you're people from this country, you from this country, going back 3, 4, 5 generations. The least we could do, least we could have is the right to open our damn mouths. The least we could do is reserve for ourselves the right to criticize our own government in our own country. That should not be something afforded to other people that live off of us or who came here illegally. They should not have that same right. There are other countries, if you from another country, you're not a citizen, and you there shitting on their country to get you up out quicker than this. That's it. That's all I got. I think my message is received. Tatiana Martinez, see ya. All right, give it up for that video, man. Give it up for that. Whew. Why is it so hot in here? Am I burning up the charts? Are we burning up things here, guys? Remember, become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack. Be a VIP of this show. It's important. You get first of everything. And you get my long form content that's unreleased. Go to jointimblack.com, and also you can join right here on YouTube. Oh, shout out to my Facebook and my X people. Some of y'all cool. What's up? All right. Yo. Can we keep it moving, y'all? I said, can we keep it moving? Oh, Lord.
Watching Amanda Seales' interview is proof of a lot of things, but it's definitely proof that all black people are not niggas.
Whoa, okay, so now, I don't even know if I can play this because she used the N-word through the whole thing. Damn. She used the N-word like 10 times. I just realized that. Why she just couldn't say black Americans? No, because it makes it so much easier to make this go viral. I can't play a 10. I mean, I can do one ninja, 2 ninjas. I can't do 10 ninjas, baby. Just to say, these people are not like us. I mean, come on, man. I rock with it, but I can't rock with it, man. Look, man. I covered the Amanda Seales, Julebi, what is it? J Lubby. What's this shit, man? Anyway, you know where they sit down with a bunch of people, 10, 20 people, and one person gets to debate all the people? Jubilee, that's it. The Jubilee joint, right? You can't use that clip. If you use it, you get demonetized. So it's a problem. So I had to take that out, and then I didn't publish the video. Because it's like, damn, man, you can't use it. Amanda Seales was surrounded by conservatives. She's the radical. And non-Democrat radical, she says. Okay. And she had a debate, and it was a number of black people there. Most of those black people that were there that were debating her, they were black, but they weren't black Americans. And there's a difference between black Americans and black people. It's, you know, like, if you're not raised by black Americans in black America, around black Americans, then, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't understand black Americans. You don't understand what we've been through. You don't understand what's happened in our country. You damn sure can't be relying on, the history books to tell you, right? They don't know anything about black America. And they were saying a bunch of shit that white Americans who have never picked up a book say. Black on black crime. And Amanda Seales make a very basic arguments like, look, people kill what's around them. People rob who's around them. Most people that rob don't even have a car. What are they supposed to do? Go to an overly policed white neighborhood and rob white people? That make you feel better? So it's a lot of that, you know what I'm saying? And then there were things, I guess, maybe Amanda could have admitted, yeah, like, you know, this isn't good or that. I don't know. But the whole point of this young lady's video was, it's an obvious difference between people that were born in the United States who are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 generations for somebody who's a first generation immigrant or second generation. Totally different. They from Africa, they from Barbados, they from somewhere else, And they really don't mess with black people like that. In fact, they very easily fall right into them. I'm not black. I'm not black. I'm not black. I am this. I'm not black. I am that. What? I'm not black. I mean, I experienced it too. I went to Salt Lake City. I was doing comedy, right? I never been to Salt Lake City. People told me, Tim, don't go to Salt Lake City. I went to Salt Lake City. I got off the freaking, after I got off the plane, I had to catch an Uber. I'm catching an Uber, and it's a what looked like a black person driving a cab, and I'm lashing. I'm like, they said there were no black people in Salt Lake City. I'm in a cab or Uber, and it's a black person driving. And that cab driver turned around, the Uber driver turned around and said to me, I'm not black. I'm African. I'm here on studies. He corrected me right live in my video. He looked black. And if y'all ever give away black shit, he'll take it. Yeah, like if they're giving out free money or candy bars or coconut water or Cracker Barrel subscriptions, he'll take it, right? For all the black people, he'll take that. But yeah, he ain't gonna claim it unless there's something in it for him, right? And that's the deal. That's really what needs to be said, man. And the reason why a lot of people have a problem with them is that they know it. See, we know that's how they feel. We know what they say when they're watching Fox News, agreeing with everything that Jesse Water says about black people. We already know they big Bill O'Reilly fans. We already know how they feel. Let that crazy African lady over there in Virginia run in with her goofy ass. Come on, we already know, man. Trying to use her black skin to act like she relates to black people and not give a damn about black people at all. Not at all. Didn't grow up around black people, didn't grow up with black people, grew up in another country, Haiti or some shit, wherever she from, and then come over here and want to pose. Come over here and pose. Come over here and pose. Come over here and pose. It's bullshit and we tired of it. Everybody want to be a ninja, but don't nobody want to be a ninja. I love this sister's take. It was point blank, real, authentic, in your face. But I can't play a video like that. Not now. Not on my channel. Yeah, I don't need to smoke. But the sentiment, I make the same sentiment without using the same language. Because it's unnecessary. But I appreciate you, sister, for what you said. And yeah, I agree. Some of these people ain't real. Yeah. All skin folk ain't kin folk. And don't nobody know that like us. All right. Let's keep it moving, y'all. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? It's a shame I couldn't play that video. She's mad. Look at her. She pissed off, man.
Tim Black.
There's literally no more evidence than you need than the evidence that has been submitted in the first 6.5, 7 months of the Trump administration. And you think this is going to get better? You think if we just say, well, Mr. Trump, it's fine. We know it's a race to the bottom. You may call upon those other states. Can you just do 5 and California will stand down?
Yeah.
God damn it, enough.
Yeah.
Democrats, stop being weak. Step up. These guys have been dominating the narrative. They have been defining the terms of the debate. It's time to get on our off our heels, onto our front toes. It's time to do just that. Dominate the narrative, flood the zone, and surround sound. It's time for us to all band together.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
So there you go. You got Gavin Newsom, man. He wants to be the harder, tougher white meat. Yeah, he's trying to be the harder, tougher white meat, guys. He's upset. He's saying, hey, you Democrats, you sons of bees, you get out of here. Cut the candy ass stuff. Let's get in line. Let's give it back. Let's hit them where it counts, man. What is wrong with you, sucker ass Democrats? Let's get into it and fight. Let's kick some ass. Let's take some numbers. Let's knock some teeth out their mouth, man. You better stand up. Come here and get me shut up. You better get up off your ass and get in here and get into this fight with Donald Trump. Yeah, see, the word is out that the Democrats are tired of getting their asses kicked by Donald Trump. And what they need now, they need a tough-talking Newsom to rally the troops. And get everybody to take a moment and I don't know, duet. Oh, talk like Jasmine Crockett and then lose his seat. See, Gavin Newsom's not in that type of situation. It's all upside for him. See what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Little late on the tough talk. I think it's funny, man. I mean, I get the theory. I understand the theory. You're saying the Democrats are tied. All the polling says Democratic voters are tied to the Democrats because the Democrats don't do anything. The Democrats don't fight. The Democrats don't stand up. See, the only problem with that theory is that Democrats, they can stand up all they want. They can't do shit. Why? Because they lost everything. See, when you lose and the rabbit got the gun, all you can do is duck gunfire and live to fight another day. That's all it is. Gavin Newsom is trying to set himself up for 2028. Anybody, I don't know, maybe, I guess there are some people that need glasses. They can't see that. It's pretty clear, right? He's in power. They had the House, the Senate, the swing states. Nobody watches your shows. Look at MSNBC, he gone. It's about to go away. Stephen Colbert went with it. It's a lot of L's. It's a lot of L's that have been taking place in succession, rapid succession, right behind each other. And there's not much they can do, but check this out, guys. I understand they don't want to accept it. Let's continue the conversation.
Black.
Do Democrats want it? Okay, do Democrats want it? This, I think, is the trend line that I think says it all. Democrats want their leaders to what? Try to stop the GOP or work with the GOP? You go back to 2017, you see here, work with the GOP took the cake at 74% compared to just 23% who said to try and stop the GOP. But now I'm going to come over to your side of the screen, Laura. Look at 2025. I'm coming as close as I can. 57% say they want the Democratic leaders to try and stop the GOP compared to just 42% who say they want them to work with the GOP. That is a major shift. What are we talking about here? Some quick math up here is 34% rise in terms of the percentage of Democrats who want their leaders to try and stop the GOP. So no wonder Gavin Newsom, he's looking at this polling. He's saying, I can generate attention. This is where the Democratic base is. And right now he seems to be following the Democratic base.
Next on deck.
And so I got no problem with him doing that. I got no problem with him saying that. It's a good way to play into it. And of course, it's going to get all types of leeway that most other people would not get. Why? Because he's a white guy doing it. And he's not going to just, I mean, he's going to drop an F-bomb or something and talk, rally the, you know what I'm saying? And then it's going to be acceptable to him. And you know what's said about it? For a lot of people, it's going to work. Speaking of it working, here goes our friend Van Lathan.
With Tim Black.
I'm not voting for no nice guys. I'm voting for the first fucking killer that I see. I don't want fighters anymore. Fighters lose. I want killers. I want the political movement to disenfranchise black people, to harass them, to have people jumping out of unmarked vehicles, snatching people off the street, the people that erased Jackie Robinson, the people that make black kids drink dirty water. I want it gone. I don't know if that's Gavin Newsom. I've talked about the fact that, you see Gavin Newsom on Fox, you see Gavin Newsom in different places, and he's impressive when he's up against someone, when he has an enemy to debate with. He's impressive. I'll say this, though. He's a standard corporate do-nothing type of, he is. He's a, and I wouldn't say do nothing.
Yeah.
But he's a standard corporate Democrat, and I am so fucking sick of those guys. Like watching Cory Booker and Hakeem Jeffries cosplay as NWA.
But wait for it. He's a piece of shit. He's a standard Democratic rat, scumbag, do-nothing politician. But what, Van?
None of that fucking shit moves me. Yeah. All of that, I get.
Dropped even the F-bomb to make it more serious so we'd be more believable. But what does it lead us to?
Give him credit for something that's resonating with people. I absolutely do. And the reason why I give him credit is because I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm not voting for any fucking nice guys. Decent. You must be decent, but you must be on fire about dismantling the political movement that threatens people's lives.
Next on deck.
And see, this is why I have a fundamental problem with not just Van. He's just a representative of a weaker class of Black American pundits or people that are basically handpicked by the establishment to come out here and get in front of us and then say the same old shit. Tired liberals say. Midas touch bullshit. Listen, man. Gavin Newsom ain't a genuine article, and anybody can't say that Gavin Newsom, what he really is about. This guy, he vetoed reparations on his own damn pen. I mean, this guy is horrible. I mean, how could anybody, how could you come on my platform and talk bullshit like you was a damn brother, then be supporting this guy, then say all this shit about him and throw in a couple F-bombs as if that inoculates you from me roasting you for this? It's ridiculous, man. What is wrong with people? And this is what this is my problem I had with progressives. They're not progressives. This is what I have a problem with liberals. They're not liberal. This is what I have a problem with the Black progressives. They're not even more progressive than the white progressives. It's the same progressives. And this is what I got a problem with the pundits, the whatever these people are, the people that get to go on TV, who are allowed on these platforms. You're allowed on these platforms because you get bullshit takes like this. That's all it was. Gavin Newsom doesn't deserve a vote because he ain't gonna do shit. He's all showing man. What man spends as much time on his hair as Gavin Newsom that should ever be taken serious? I thought we learned more. I thought we already learned this with the guy that cheated on his wife. Who's this guy? What's the guy that ran for office? I forget his name. The guy that got beat by Hillary and beat by Obama and beat by Biden. Anyway, the point is this. Scott Jennings. No, not Scott Jennings. I forget his name. Edwards, John Edwards, that's it. Didn't we learn that lesson from John Edwards and John Kerry? I mean, when are we going to get it, man? The only difference between Gavin Newsom and John Edwards and John Kerry is his name isn't John. That's it. Nobody wants these guys. These guys are not, and it's just talk. At the end of the day, Trump will sit there and sign up bad policy. That's what you don't get. You don't understand this. He's not all talk. That's why they want his head on a platter, electorally speaking. That's why it's so hard to stop MAGA, because a guy came in and lived up to the bullshit. See, the reason why Trump has been so invincible and has won his primary 3 times is that he's the only one willing to carry out what he puts out. It's even shocked the system of the Democrats because they're so used to bullshitting and not having to do anything that they've short-circuited themselves. They can't accept it. They can't understand it. They can't run against a guy who actually tries to do what he says he's going to do, even if some of it is bullshit. Well, even if a lot of it's bullshit, even if most of it's bullshit. To not write checks your ass can't cash. And then the ones you wrote you couldn't cash, people turn down not to really give a shit anyway. Sort of like Van Lathan doesn't give a shit. Because the guy that can sit there and say, hey, I'm not voting for nice guys. I'm voting for killers. As if killers don't get killed. Malvo got the electric chair or the lethal injection. And I ain't talking Ice Cube. People that jump out of unmarked cars. Oh, you mean like jump outs that literally happened to black people since, I don't know, 1902? Yeah, you mean those things that's been happening to us forever that you never complained about now once on your podcast? Number 2, black children drinking dirty water. Go after those people. So now you agree with me about going after Obama. I appreciate that. I was waiting for you to come around on that one, Skip. Cool. Yeah, but yeah, I do agree. The only thing I agree about is that Gavin Newsom is a standard loser corporate Democrat. Yeah. Democrats want somebody to talk tough. And that makes sense because they want to feel like they have some hope. They want to feel like they got somebody who's willing to fight as hard as the Democrats have had to fight Trump. They want somebody to be as popular. That's really what you want. You want somebody that's as popular and as powerful in your own party. You know, you want a Mike Tyson. You don't have a Mike Tyson. You don't have a star. You don't have a star. And here's the problem. A star's just got to be there, man. A star's already got to be a star. You can't make somebody be a star. You can't give them the it. They got to have the it. And I'm sorry, but this This shit, this William Shatner overacting bullshit won't get Latinos and blacks to vote for his ass. So y'all keep hope alive, man. Keep hope alive, man. Yeah. Unimpressive. But I understand what you need. You just not gonna get it from Gavin Newsom. You ain't gonna get it from Pete Buttigieg. You're not gonna get it from Tim Walz. If the strongest words you got is weird, and then just admit it. Democrats are weak. They were trying to rally around a guy calling people weird. I mean, I'm not saying you don't have a shot because J.D. Vance is garbage. I mean, anybody like J.D. Vance is so uninspiring. Trump made sure he got an empty suit in J.D. Vance. You know, he did that. That's like a strategic move. Somebody unimposing, sort of like Mike Pence. I almost forgot his name. It's so, Jesus. It's so boring. Right? J.D. Vance is right there on that street. So I'm not saying you don't have a chance because Trump cannot run again. But Jesus, just off the residue of Trump, J.D. Vance will beat the brakes off Newsom. Next. That's how I feel, fam. That's how I feel. Comments? Newsom or Hot Wheels can't be president. I guarantee they will force gruesome on the voters. I'm sure they will. Damn. Vote for me and I'll have the chat run the company. I don't know what that means. All right, guys, let's keep it going. We're almost to the end, man.
With Tim Black.
I mean, you can talk about COVID, but there are two factors in this analysis. What they showed was happening here. Let me do the first one, right? Many voters are choosing to be political independents by not registering with either major party, but of the people who do choose between the two main parties, the Democratic share has been cratering. Yeah. I mean, can you just blame that on the pandemic?
No, it's also, listen, the party has failed to really engage with men. That is a failure of the party. The party has also failed to
Okay, so let me get to the point two.
Okay.
Number two, the steepest declines in registration are among men and younger voters.
It
How
makes
do you
sense.
fix it?
No, it makes perfect sense. Look, I think Democrats have kind of become the party of the snowflake in a way that doesn't resonate with a lot of guys in terms of the way that we communicate with each other and talk. And so Republicans have seized that. But they're frauds. Republicans have done everything that sort of opposes the working class in America. Democrats just have to talk about these things differently and engage and not take men for granted, which to some capacity has happened.
How long have you been coming on this show?
Forever.
Yeah, and have you been saying that forever?
I know, listen, we're turning a tanker. It takes a little bit of time, but it's coming.
Okay.
I think the party gets it. The party gets that it has failed to communicate with men properly. The party gets that it has taken certain groups, black voters and others, for granted. I think that has been acknowledged, but it takes a while to fix it.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Nah. Hakeem Jeffries guy. I mean, just the fact you work for Hakeem Jeffries. Yeah, that guy's got as much backbone as a starfish. Check this out, guys. Check this out. It's not that the Democratic Party is now waking up to the idea. It's just that they've been getting their bell rung so much, they thought it was time to come get dinner. Yeah, this is ridiculous, man. That's what's happening. That bell's going off like ding, 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 ding. Chow time. They've been getting knocked out. It's like a Mike Tyson fight back in the 90s, man. I went upstairs to go to the bathroom. I came down, the fight was over. So, yeah, they've been forced by getting their beat. They've been getting beat up so badly they ain't got no other choice but pay attention. They want to be the softer, safer, we go high, they go low. Bullshit. They want to be that. It can't be that. But see, here's the thing, man. Unless you're going to deliver, that's the thing, man. Unless you're going to deliver, who really gives a damn? You know, who really cares, man? Of course, that'll be good for one time, for one episode. You know, for one episode, you'll be okay. You get in, you know, with people, you know, and then they realize you're not going to do shit. That's why I truly believe it's going to take a new person. That's why I say Gavin Newsom is not that person, because we seen him. We seen him in California. His record is not of somebody who's trying to change the status quo. This guy lied about forest fires. This guy lied about hydrants. This guy lied that there was a major problem. While we were watching it be a major problem. This guy lied, said he was on the phone with the president, and the woman said, let me speak to him. He said, oh, I couldn't get through. I mean, it's right there, lie. He's a lie, it's a scumbag. And this is what you want. He's a younger Joe Biden. To me, Gavin Newsom is Joe Biden with a little bit of, you know, with 20 years less, you know, years. 30 years less. I don't know. I don't know how it is. Decline with men, decline with the, you know, with the blacks. Decline with younger people. Yeah. Part of it is just the fact that you lose so damn much. You know, if you're the winner, people tend to give you a little bit of credit just for being a winner. People can read the room. People, you know, you have a little bit of, you know, a little bit of Pulp Fiction, a little bit of what's the word for? A little bit of something, credibility running, your name ring out. You know, you have that type of credibility just off the wins that you have that make people go, wow, okay, we gotta take a minute. Because these guys, we won it so much, maybe it's us who's wrong. I mean, no matter what you say, I mean, people are very vulnerable to groupthink. You know, so for a lot of voters, man, they'll look at the Democratic Party nominee or whoever's running, and there will be a certain group of them that will look in the comment sections of the voter to see what other people think in order to form their own opinions, because they don't know enough to even have their own opinions, okay? So then they go with the group thing, and that's where that comes from. But at some point, it's going to show up. The real you is going to stand up, Slim Shady style. And when the real you stands up, and it's just Gavin Newsom doing a bad imitation of a mime that needs to step in front of a fast-moving truck. When he's doing that shit, when he's acting out like he's doing a school play, one-man show with his hands, they're going to be like, what is this? What's in it for us? What's in it for us? Look, will he be a strong contestant? Will he beat Kamala Harris? Yeah. I'd beat Kamala Harris. Come on. That don't mean anything. Seems like everybody went to the Charlemagne the God's school of political thought. We need somebody to talk tough. Then, like, that's it? That's all they told you? That's all the information Angela Rye gave to say, Charlemagne? Talk tough? Then this guy, talk tough. The other guy, talk tough. Van Lathan, talk tough. It's like the word they pass around to all the Democrats on the podcast. Say how we want Democrats to be tough. We got N-Team saying it on the CNN, and all you rest of you jackasses say the same thing. But what happens if we don't show it that we're tough? Just shut up and get out of here. I said say that we need to talk tough, everybody need to be tough. Those are the marching orders. That get in there and march. And that's all they're doing. Will that resonate? Will that get people off the couch? No. No. So right now, if you're the Democrats, you're happy that Trump is sending in troops to D.C. Gives you something to run against. Unless the shit work, then you are toast. Next.
Nobody doesn't want that. Nobody wants to be unsafe. It's about what policies win elections and what level of accountability is for those policies. I mean, it's easy to say, I want to be safe when I walk down the street. Okay, how? If the street is unsafe, how do you make it safe?
Well, you don't defund your police. That nearly led to the death of my daughter in my own house. They defunded the police.
Defunding the police is 3 of the stupidest words ever said by Democrats in history. That was stupid. They know it was stupid. You will not find, anybody wanting to defend that idea. They will immediately rationalize it and run away. So fine, you win the argument. Defund the police was stupid.
They painted it on the street outside of the White House.
Oh yeah,
they painted.
They meant
the
it.
Police.
They meant
right
it until they realized they would never win another election.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Yeah, man. I was never like feeling to defund the police. I was feeling to reform the police. Yeah, I still feel that police should be reformed. Most people that read books and understand that, or people that ever read a study that shows how, police, the police interactions don't always go so well. For us in particular. But that's beside the point, man. Cuomo's always down to show his true colors. Now he's got Benny Johnson on his show. What a beautiful way to go. Benny Johnson talking about his child being burnt up. Almost being burnt up. It had to be saved in D.C. like somebody was looking for his goofy ass. Once you go back to Arkansas, Nebraska, Indiana, wherever you're from, Iowa, that's it. Grand Rapids, Iowa, that's where it was. Listen, the people that set fire to those houses he was living in a row house, that was a connected house, there was an apartment in his apartment complex that got caught on fire. They didn't set his house on fire. His house got some fire damage where he was staying because he did not own it. Got some fire damage because it was connected. Yeah, it wasn't to get Benny. But see, these are things you would know if you did any type of follow-up, Cuomo. I found it in 5 minutes going to Benny's Facebook and looking at the original post, which I downloaded, where he clearly shows you and explains it on video, showing you the house that was burnt, that how it got into his house, the fire spread. Now, I don't know about you guys, but there's a lot of people that have lived in many apartment buildings in Prince George's County, Maryland, or in Washington, D.C., where there's been fires. But Benny's a misleading asshole. That's why he worked for Breitbart and Turning Point USA. So, of course, he would play it up as if black people came to get his corny ass. Because if black people was looking for you, Benny Johnson, I'm sure they would have been able to find you. Because back in 2020, it wasn't as gentrified as it is now. But that's not even the real point. That's not the point. Defunding the police was never a good idea as far as the language. Just fix the police. Fix the shit. But I remember, to your point, I remember saying that and getting rocked, having progressives mad that I would suggest the word defund wasn't a good word. And to them, and I think this shit is infiltrated, like booby-trapped. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's booby-trapped, because there's no way you could think that was going to be like a great saying. I mean, all you got to do is be around some black people. Now, unfortunately, sometimes when you're progressive, you're around so many white people, unless you have a truly black group of people around you, you forget that you sound like a damn fool saying some of these things. Yeah, I know. It's just been some black progressives out there, myself included, they had to say, hold on a second. I like guns. I like guns because people be having guns where I'm at. And sometimes it's you or them. And judged by 6, occurred by 12, or judged by 12, occurred by 6, I'm going to take judged by 12. And there you go. So there's a lot to be said about this, a lot of groupthink bullshit, and people that don't know what's going on, and people that don't live in the real world, and people that just have these crazy ideologies that don't translate well to us walking upon the earth. You can say one thing when you're an angel and you're floating above it all. It's another thing when you got to live down in the dirt and the grime and the gristle of life. Then you talk a little bit different then. And that's my problem with the progressives. I've had other problems with them too, which I've documented much on this channel. I made that clear. No reason to rehash that. Chris Cuomo, hand me on. I get your earful about this. Benny Johnson, you're a hack. Stop. I know this is your shot. I know it is. Breitbart didn't pan out. The Blaze cut you. And then Turning Point USA didn't want you anymore. I get it, man. So you start taking that Russian oligarchy money, right? Right? Is that you? I get it, man. This is your moment to shine. Okay? I had no problem with you calling out Jasmine Crockett because Jasmine Crockett deserved it, even though you took some of my talking points from my content. It'd have been better if you bigged me up for it, though. But hey, man, I get it. Being a white conservative means you get a lot more funding, so you can go on site. You can go there, you can go to her hometown and shoot shit I can't do. But know this, brother. When you are caking it up, misleading people, coming up with these false narratives, it's just so much I'm going to talk about you because most of my people don't even know who the hell you are. Like, who's this big howdy-doody looking mofo? Then I got to educate them. By the time I do all that, they lost interest. They'd have moved on to the next video. But just know this. Black America, this guy trying to make it seem like he was a threat. He was threatened by black people. That black people ran him out of D.C., even though he still lives in D.C. This guy wants to pretend like he was haunted. He was hunted by blacks. That's sort of the narrative he's running on X. That the wild animals ran him out of D.C. when he's just a victim of a fire in an apartment building that his broke ass was living in with people. And unfortunately, he didn't have enough money to go live with the whites. So he was living with us. He was living next to drug dealers, according to him, in a connected building. I wonder if he called the cops on him. Because he's complaining about there not being enough cops. I don't know if Benny knows this enough. I don't think he knows this. In the hood, Benny, cops don't come to black neighborhoods. So if you're living in a black neighborhood, they don't come frequently unless they come to bang heads or fuck with the YNs on the corner. They don't come to solve crimes. They come to take notes after the crimes are done. You mistake us for a white community. See, in Georgetown, that's where you should have rented a house. You should have rented a brownstone, from Georgetown, or DuPont Circle, over there in Candyland. Then if you did that, sir, I'm sure the cops would have been driving by at any moment and seeing somebody cooking meth next door to you, and possibly somebody would have smelled the fumes and reported it. But if you live in next door to somebody who's cooking drugs and you know it because you said it in the video, when there's an accident and something catches fire, you're the dummy. If anybody, it's your fault your child almost got burned up. I won't live next to nobody I know cooking up crack or meth or whatever they were cooking. But you did. Why? Because you wanted to be a big-time reporter for the Blaze. You wanted to be on, saying you had to be in D.C. to do that. Coward. Keep black people's name out your mouth. Because as high as them flames were at your apartment, believe me, if I get on your ass here, if I stay on you, it's going to get hotter than that. Wolfpack. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Wow, what a night, man. I told myself I was going to go easy tonight. I had heavy things to talk about, and I was not going to get into a stomp down, beat down. Because you know how the Cincinnati brawl went. Everybody roots for the Russian. And Benny's not a Russian, but he is getting Russian. He was getting Russian money, so, I see. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. Same difference. Comment section, I love you. What's going on, y'all? He was living next to, yes, and not only living next door, like literally living next door. It's a connected brownstone. So when their house caught on fire, his house caught on fire. But their house was burnt to a crisp. His house had a little bit of fire damage. He showed it on camera from outside the building, showing it. But he's able to go on Fox News. He went to the White House. He's been everywhere telling his story and making it seem as if they tried to burn him out, like black people tried to get him. What a victim mentality. Take some accountability for living in a poor black neighborhood next to a trap house. Take some accountability for not moving your child out of that trap house area. Where's the accountability, Billy Johnson? Where's the accountability? You white from Indiana. You got Indiana money, Hoosier money. What are you doing living next to a trap house? I'm sorry, Iowa. Is that the Hokies? You're from Iowa. You got that Iowa money. What are you doing living next to a trap house in Southeast or Northeast DC? Over there by Paradise or whatever. What is wrong with you? Barry was shopping on the low. Who knows? Yep. I appreciate you, Fall Guy. Look, man, I want to thank all the Tim Black Wolfpack members, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for putting up for me tonight, man. I appreciate it, man. Much love to y'all. Today is one of the better days I've had in a long time. Thank you for being a part of it. Shout out to everybody that supports me. Thank you to the Wolfpack supporting this platform. Hope to bring you more content from here until the wheels fall off. Shout out to my moderators, Buck, Ebony, and Black Mamba. Number love for you. C'est la vie, oy vey. C'est la vie, oy vey. You got it, Donna C., Herschel Reed, DeAndre, Tobias Grove, the Self-Care Maven, Showbaz. How can you go easy? We are living in easy times. My brother, Shabazz, I'm trying to tell you. But rewind this back and it'll tell you. Today has just been a very emotional roller coaster, fam. But I'm good. Number love for y'all, man. Have a great day. I see you back on Friday so we can go out with a bang. Number love. Look. Don't let anybody take your cornbread. All right? Fellas, you know what it is. My brothers, my sisters. Brothers and sisters! All right. Like I always end every show. And tonight will be no different. I got a reason to do what I do. And that reason is my ladies. I love my ladies, and my ladies, where are they at? Oh, there they go.